Hi guys, and welcome back here to the Dev Realm, and today we're going to be carrying on our series. And what we did on the last video, something very simple. We have created this interaction here. When we click it there, when we click it here, we have our character interacting with those objects with no problem. So this is really cool, really nice stuff that we can do. Now what we are going to be able to do is that we're going to be creating the UI. So when we click it on this character, we have some kind of information. We're going to have something very basic. We're going to have potentially health, the type of the resource that it is, and we could have so health and maybe the image or something. So something very simple, nothing too complicated. Right, so what I'm going to do here is just going to put this on the side. I'm going to go back to my blueprint character player, and I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to create a folder called UI, and I'm going to open up this. I'm going to go back to user interface. I'm going to create here a user widget called WP main user, or actually main player, right? And I'm going to open up that widget here, and the first thing we're going to do that on the widget is that we're going to be adding a canvas. That nice. Now what we are gonna do is that we're gonna go back to the content folder, and in the previous tutorial I did a UI series, so I'm gonna be reusing that UI that I did it in here, because I have lists, icons and all sorts of stuff ready to be used, and it has a quite decent UI, so we can actually start using this series. So I'm gonna open up here the list, okay, and I am gonna drag and drop this right there on the canvas, and I'm not sure where it's gonna end up. There you go, it's gonna end up right there. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna wrap this with a vertical box. All right, vertical box, and I'm gonna make sure that this vertical box has sufficient size, something like this. And I'm gonna make it so size is 600 by 800. Is that too much? Maybe 500. All right, so imagine that if you have, like, I don't know, 10 items or characters interactions, you're gonna have this on your screen. So we're gonna have the icon, the name, maybe a mini icon to say what type is it, but anyway, it's just example what we can actually do with this. And we're gonna call this, that's fine. Should I wrap this with a vertical box? Yep, I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna right click, and I'm gonna wrap with a vertical box, sorry, a scroll box. And this is what this is gonna do, is gonna allow me to scroll this if the box gets too big. And the vertical box here, I'm gonna be calling the UI or actors info. There you go, we can do this. Now what we are gonna be doing here is that we're gonna go back to this, we're gonna right click, and we're gonna create a new folder called actor info, right? Open up, I'm gonna create a new blueprint, and I'm gonna call WP actor info. Oh, WP actor info. There you go. Open up this, and what I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna copy that, go back, paste it in here. And the reason why I'm doing this is just so we have some control what we can actually do here. And right now we don't have a way of properly setting this up, so I'm just gonna create the functions, and then after we create the functions, we start to create the information. Right, so a very simple thing. So make sure the actor info, actors info, actually actor info, yeah, that's fine. Actor info is a variable. We're gonna compile and save. Go back to that. Here, I'm gonna right click, create a custom event. I'm gonna call API populate actor info, right? So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna create a widget for now, and this widget is gonna be the actor info, paste it in that. And we're gonna add to child, sorry, right click, we're gonna search for get actor info, we're gonna add child. Just to make sure this actor info doesn't get confusing, because it has a quite, it starts to get confusing, I'm just gonna call actor info box. So it's easy for us to identify what we're trying to search. I'm gonna plug this one right now, this one right here. And I think that's everything that we need for this guy. Now, go back here to the WP main player. We're gonna go back to our player controller, survival controller here. And on the begin play, we're gonna create a widget. It's gonna create a widget. We're gonna call this node create widget. We're gonna call this class WP main player. And here we're gonna add to the viewport, right? And also make sure you save the reference to player widget or just widget. I'm just gonna drag this inside settings. And we're gonna plug this one right here. This one's gonna go right there. Great. Compile and save. Do it. Nice. Now, if you press play, you probably won't be able to see the widget yet, but the widget is rendering on the page. Oh, sorry, on the view. Now, the next thing I want to do here is that, remember that I have this method here to add the actor info, and remember that we have the player widget reference. All we're gonna do now is that we're gonna get this, and we're gonna add, call API populate actor info. Do it right here. And now we should be able to see that widget right there. See? So the idea is that we're going to be doing something like this. Only one thing that I forgot to do is that I just want to get the actor info and I want to clear the children. So by doing this, I should be able to reset it every time. So click on this, health potion, click on that. It's not changing right now because we still have to do all that stuff, but we're going to be doing that in a sec. Right, cool. I think that's pretty much what we need for this part. Now let's start to work on the information. Let's just display, display the actor information. Right, cool, nice. Cool, so now we need to find a way, how are we going to store this information? What is this information about? How are we going to be using this? And the way we're going to be using this is quite simple. We're going to go back to where we have here in the blueprint. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to create a blueprint structure called st actor info. That's it. That's all we need. We're gonna have health, we're gonna have all sorts of stuff inside this actor info. It's gonna be shared across through all the actors. So the idea here is that we're gonna have one single source of truth, which is gonna be this actor info here. So the actor info structure will need a name, and we'll need another variable called type, right? And for the type, we're gonna come here, we're gonna right click and create enumeration called type, or we can just call e-actor type, right? Open up, and in here what we're gonna be doing, it's really simple. We're gonna add two types. We're gonna have for now base, and we're gonna have character, right? And then after we can refine those types, but for now that's it. That's all we're gonna need. So we got the name, we got the type. What more else do we have here? So we got that, we have a little icon there, we have some kind of a health. Maybe we can have some health as well. Health, oh sorry, health is gonna be here. And I'm gonna have like health. Health, I'm gonna be using integer. I'm not gonna be using boolean because I just wanna make sure that we have simple stuff. All we wanted here is very simple logic. We don't want anything too complicated. Right, so we got all that stuff set up for us, and so we got this, we got that. Next thing that we're gonna be doing here is that the type needs to be actor type. What is it here? Actor type. Save. So go to type, go to health, and go all that stuff. And that's pretty much what we're looking for. This is still working. Yeah, everything is still working. Great. Now the next thing that we are gonna do here is that we're gonna close all this stuff, and on here we're gonna right click and we're gonna create a blueprint component, or as people say, a actor component. And I'm gonna call this BP actor info component. And the actor info component will have a variable called settings, or it could call info. I'm just gonna call settings, and I'm gonna call st actor info. Actually, let's make it public and let's call info. Yeah, info is more aligned up with that. All right, so we got this, we got that, we got everything that we're looking for. Now, in theory, what I want to do here is that I want to open up the base interaction, and I want to add a component called BP actor info component on here. And also I wanted to add for our base character BP actor info component. There you go. So now we can say, for example, for the actor info component that we have here, we got an info and we can give a name. So, oh, forgot about that. The name here needs to be a string. Cool. Now if I go back to the base character, I can give a name. Why is that not reflecting? Because I haven't pressed save, of course. Now, on the actor on the base character, I can give a name. Let me double check why is that happening. The compile and save. Okay, name. I had to compile and save. Okay, that makes sense. Right. So anyway, we got a name. So we're gonna be basically saying here base. That's it. Type is called character, and the health is, let's put 10 points of health. Right. Compile and save. Now, for the main, where is it? The base interaction actor. What is this? Base interaction here. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna search for info, and here we're gonna put, basically say base, and it's gonna have, I don't know, 25 points of health. Cool. Now, if I press play, nothing gonna happen. We need to wire that stuff up, and here's where things start to get quite easy, because right now, remember that we kind of have all the actors already. So in theory, what we could do here is that we can do that. On the API display actor information here, right, I can pass the actor list. So it's an array of actors. So I'm going to go back to here, and we're going to go call actors, actor, and object reference. All right, cool. Now we're just going to pass the information right there. Display actor information. Now, what we are going to do here is that we could, let me just double check. I think here as well we're going to be passing that actor information. Actors. Search for actors. Actor. And we're going to put actor here, array, compile, and save. Nice. So you got all that stuff right there, which is really good. Now what we are gonna do here is that we're gonna get, for example, we're gonna get here, we're gonna first get the length, right? Make sure the length is greater than 0, right? So if it's greater than 0, we can start to do stuff with this. By the way, we're always gonna clear the children even if you don't have anything. So in this way, the UI gets clean. But anyway, let's go back to this. Good, got that. And now what we can actually do here is that we can do a for each. And you guys probably know how I'm gonna be doing this. Now what I can do here is that I can get a component by class. The components that we're looking for is called BP actor info component. Yeah. And make sure, now what we can do here is that we want to make sure that is valid, right? Put it right there, here, great. Now what we can actually do that on this actor info, that open up that UI widget, and I'm gonna be doing here is I'm gonna create a variable called the actor info. Let's just call info, right? And this is gonna be the actor info component reference. We're using a reference because we would like to make sure you expose to spawn and mark that as public. We're using a reference because then we can get, I don't know, more data if you need to. If you need to trigger something on it, we can do it as well. Now, on the main player, doing that, great. Passing the actor info. If I refresh this node, it's gonna have the info here, so I can plug this one right now. Now that's pretty much what we need for this here, where we populated the actor information. Now on the actor info, all we gotta do is that we're gonna get the information. We're gonna get the settings, get info. We are gonna break this information, and we have name, type, and all sorts of stuff. And let's just do, to finish this video right there, let's just change the name. So let's get the list item, and let's see if we have any API inside. So we have the API icon, name, price, and all sorts of stuff. So let's change the name. And on the event construct, we're gonna update the name. The color, I don't want to update the color. I want to leave the way it is. And we can just press play. Or maybe, I don't know, what we can even do here. It's a nice trick as well. We're gonna, we can do, so we're gonna update the color, but we're gonna do a select based on the type, right? And for example, if it's a base, let's make a slate color. Same for the character, let's make a color. I know this is quite messy. Normally you create a function to do that, but it's pretty much fine. For this, it's okay. So the base color, we're gonna probably be using, I don't know, maybe some yellow, right? And for the character type, we're gonna be using some blue, right? We're gonna compile and save. And if you did everything right, when I click on this, it's not doing anything yet. Let's check why. That's because we're not hooking up the actors there. That makes sense. And I am just gonna basically put this one here and comment saying display the actor information, right? Info, let's go info, right? We're gonna compile and save this guy, press play, click over here. So we got the base. Let's check why they're both same base, because I'm reading the name. So the base character, I should have the name called base. Okay. Base character. So if I compile and save that, as you guys can see, I have the base character right there, which is really good. Really like this. So the next thing that I want to do here is that what happened, let me see if I have, sorry, if I have double, oh, wrong thing to duplicate. I'm just gonna put those two together and see what would happen if I do it like that. We've got base and base character. That's it, and yeah, that's pretty much what we need for these guys. So what I'm gonna be doing here is that for this video, I'm gonna leave it right here, and then in the next one, we're gonna be working a couple of finishing off this UI to bring more information in the image and some other stuff, and then we're gonna start to do things like if I get around the player or around the resource, when I press the interaction button, I will collect that interaction resource. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one.